Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here with my next Sword Art Online Alternative Gale Online episode review. This one's going to be for episode 5.5, which is called Refrain. And yeah, it's a recap episode, filler episode, whatever you want to call it. I'm assuming that because they've titled it 5.5, it means that we'll still be getting, 12 actual episodes. So I suppose technically we'll have 13 episodes. I'm hoping they're not doing it in a way where like episode 11 is going to be the finale. That would, to me, feel not so great. So I'm hoping that it's 5.5 to just keep the airing schedule of the show, of not actually taking a break, but more or less using this week as a week off for the animators to be able to put more effort into the coming 6 episodes. It's weird because the show is only 12 episodes that it has a recap episode. Like, you understand these type of things better when they are those really long-running shows that are going to go on for hundreds of episodes. You even understand it, I think, a little bit if they, in a 26-episode like season, have a recap episode somewhere in the middle. But only 12 episodes and feeling the need to put a recap episode in is, I think, a little excessive. Just because there's barely anything to recap. That said, I think it's a pretty okay, somewhat well done recap episode in that the setting for like why this recap is happening actually makes a bit of sense. We're post the first squad jam. It's M reporting back to Pito Hui on the report. She obviously couldn't make the tournament. And is only now getting to check the footage. She wants to see how Len did, and it's M, from his perspective, being there, describing their tactics to her, showing her the clips, and her reaction to it all. Now, it's nothing too in-depth. It's basically just her being very impressed with Len, sort of being like, okay, sort of insulting M a little bit because of his kind of cowardly tactics, but that he is actually commanding the team fairly well. And just getting across her kind of extreme personality of like, I want to kill Len because of its fun and stuff like that. I think the most interesting part was when they bring up like, okay, play some music over this kind of final sequence, and M puts an Elsa song on, and Pito Hui's reaction is just like, why? Obviously they're very heavily hinting that Pito Hui is Elsa, and the idea of what we've seen of Elsa is that she looks like this sort of like, sweet, kind of perfect pop star, and Pito Hui is obviously the complete opposite of that. Which obviously I think is meant to create this interesting distinction that when Karen meets her in real life, she'll expect her to be one way, but then to find out that her personality is more in line with Pito Hui is going to be a somewhat interesting dynamic. It's still, I think the dialogue sort of still presented it in a way where, okay, M and Pito Hui know each other in real life, but the scene almost comes across as if M doesn't know who Pito Hui actually is, which doesn't make much sense, but I think it's just their kind of like slightly awkward way of still keeping it a mystery until they finally want to reveal it. Because I suppose his justification for using the music is that, look, this is basically a montage for Len. Here's her favorite piece of music. Why not in some of her best sequences? Other than that, there's not a lot to really, I think, say about this recap episode. They went into some bloopers at the end, which was just using the same footage over and over again, getting the voice actors to do a little bit more. I didn't find them overly funny. It was just like, oh, Forrest, let's reset to get a better position. Forrest, okay. And they did like different sound effects for like the hovercraft scene. It was fine. I thought, it was at least an interesting attempt to fill in some time to get to the full like 22 minutes. But I was in a way still surprised that they didn't use some of the airtime to put in a proper preview for the next episode. In that, like, it just feels like, oh, you're trying to fill in time by doing bloopers, but then you don't actually give any of the preview for the next episode. Maybe they are a bit stretched to be doing the animation for the next couple of episodes, but I still don't get why there wasn't a preview. They do set up towards the end that Pijo hopes that there's another squad jam, and that the guy who sponsored the first one probably won't be doing it again. But now Pijo may actually get in and want to sponsor the next squad jam, so it actually happens. And she wants M to participate. She doesn't quite say she is going to participate, but I think it's sort of implied that she wants it to happen. Finally actually get to be in a battle with Len, and that she now, I think, respects her enough to actually want to have that fight with her. But that's basically, I think, everything I want to say about the episode. It is just a recap episode outside of some dialogue. Basically, there's nothing really new to talk about here, and they did what they could with it, but it is just a recap episode. So yeah, that's been the review. In the comments, if you have any thoughts on this recap episode, let me know. But yeah, that's been the review. I am excited for next episode. Just right at the end here, it's called like SAO Loser. So I'm like, okay, who are we gonna see here that we're talking about? Are they gonna reveal that one of the characters here is from SAO? That could be interesting. But yeah, that's the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.